the habit of becoming you. This is basically the book that I've always wanted to write. This is the information, the vision that I've had ever since I started out as a coach nearly 20 years ago. This is the information I wish my clients knew. This is the information that I wish my trainers and the staff and the trainers I've mentored knew. This is the stuff that I wish my family listened to and followed to. It's amazing how broken our healthcare system is, or the way that people look at health. It's all about vanity, or about gains and high intensity training and all these things that make people getting started just that much harder of a buffer. We also fail to mention, how much time we're spending inside and on screens. Like, nature and our environment is something that we are supposed to be a part of. We are a part of it. We are nature. We need to spend time in it. We need to take care of it. We need to prioritize it. And we need to understand how our health is directly tied towards the time that we spend in nature. And more specifically, how that really affects our mental health. Because that's something else that people don't look at. They don't look and say, oh, I'm stressed out. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just going to suck it up. I got to keep going. I got to hit that next deadline. And of course we have to do that. We have our responsibilities, but is it okay to talk about our mental health, to talk about our attachments and the things that may be holding us back? That's why I wrote this book, because I really needed to listen to my own advice. It's easy to be the coach and tell people what to do, but can I literally follow my own advice and become this person that I always knew that I could be? I've had this voice inside of me, but self-limiting beliefs, the fear of putting myself out there, the responsibility of my roles as an employee, or as a father, or as a husband, or even just my fear, right? Or stress. I feel like I need a break. Like, I'm always on. I feel like I've got so many different hats that I have to wear. I never could really accomplish any of the things that I really wanted to deep inside my heart, because I let stress win. I let my responsibilities win. I let chasing a paycheck win. And it doesn't mean that you have to change your life, or you have to do something crazy like I've done and written a book in 30 days, which, by the way, I wrote this thing in 30 freaking days. Of course, it wasn't finished nose to tail in 30 days, but it wasn't 60 days all the way. So I followed this EFD philosophy of basically saying, I'm just going to write every day for 30 days. That's it. 100 crappy words a day, as Mark Manson likes to say. So I started just doing that. I was going to get blog topics and other things happening. The next thing I know, just ideas started coming out of my head. I started stringing together what I thought were profound thoughts. And my little idea of doing blog posts was turning into something with structure. And at that point, I was kind of challenged to look and go, we should do some kind of challenge. You should put your EFD philosophy into work. A couple of different voices. All of these signs kept leading me to do this. This is something I did as a 25-year-old that I never completed or put out there. The content to go along with it, the voicing, the messaging, the research. I kind of already done it. I just had never really put it together. It's been inside of me. And so that just made me think of, how much do people have inside of them that they don't do because they're scared, because they don't have time? No, you don't make time, right? So this book in this 30-day EFD thing is holding you accountable to move, breathe, and create every day. So to really simplify that, what that means is it's 30 minutes of personal growth time. Move, go for a freaking walk, lift weights, do CrossFit, go swimming, paddleboard, I don't care. Move your body with intent. Better yet, you have a SMART goal for your physical stuff that you want to improve some of your health metrics. I know a couple coaches who can help you on that side of things, right? Breathe. Breathing is one of these things that is literally can have the biggest compound effect on our health, but people don't do it. They don't even know how to do it. And sorry to throw my family on blast, but mom, dad, the last couple times I've seen you, man, you sound like Darth Vader. You're hooked up to sleep apnea machines. I'm like worried about your breath. Like, I wrote this book and I got a breathing certification so that I can really feel confident changing my identity to help people breathe better. You can lower your blood pressure 10 freaking points with 6 breaths. I've had problems with stress and anxiety. Learning how to do that really helped me. If we learn how to breathe, we can get our bodies back into homeostasis easier. It's easier for our bodies to recover and heal themselves if you're not stuck in fight or flight. Breathing or moving and breathing a couple times a day really can help you. One of my favorite kind of performance things on getting a lot of tasks done is you can really only stay focused on a task at hand for about 45 minutes of an hour. Like, at max. I'm talking alpha level focus. Maybe you're on nootropics. You can only stay focused for about 3/4 of that time. So when you lose focus, what do? You get up, you move, you go outside. I literally sometimes water my plants or go check on my plants just to move, just to connect on nature. I go outside, I get sunshine. I do that with intent. That's how I can get a lot of things done. Breathing, can I check in with my breath? I've gotten to the point where now I can feel in like my heart in my chest when anxiety starts to go. It used to just get to my head and I had this clock beating in my head. I'm able to slow down that clock and I'm able to lower that stress that's on my system, my cardiovascular system. I have more energy, I can do things. And all I do is about 5 or 10 minutes of movement. I do just a couple minutes of breath, and then I can get back to creating. When I see creating, I mean creating the life that you want, like the life that you've intended to live, the one that you say that you want, but you don't do because you're scared or you don't have time. This book, and helping you learn how to move, breathe, and create, will help you learn that ideal operating system. That is your ideal performance state, that place where you're relaxed, confident, ready for fun and enjoyment. That's what we want. We all want to do what we want to do when we feel like doing it. Learning how to move, breathe, and create helps you allow to control your emotions, your mood, your energy, your brain and your heart coherence, which is something that I really can't wait for people to understand. Your mind and your body, your heart, it's all connected. Okay, people always talk about, does your heart drive your brain or your brain drive your heart? Oh, duh, that's easy. Your brain drives your heart. No. There is 90% of the connections between your brain and your heart are coming from your heart to your brain. Your brain has its own heart. It literally feels things. It has intuition. Some even argue that that's the place of your soul. So you have to take care of this in order for this to be happy. Your spirit can't be happy if these two things aren't friends. So that's really what this book is about. I challenge you to look at what health is, change your perception of that, change your perspective, have a paradigm shift, realize that mind, body, and spirit integration is really what health is. It helps keep you in homeostasis. Stress stays at bay. Those things happen. Your body can heal. It can recover stuff. Anti-aging, fear off disease. Oh yeah, and every day is just a little more enjoyable, and you can do those things that you love that much more. Whatever those roles are, whatever you want to do, that's why this book is so freaking perfect. It's what I always wanted there to be, but there never was, right? There's the goal setting, SMART goal stuff we've all been through. I ask you about 20 questions, make you just think about all those things that you ultimately really, really want, right? Just doing that starts the process. Then I challenge you to design your perfect day, create a head movie. This is my ideal future. I'm about to realize one of my head movies, which is having this seminar to launch this book and to really help my inner circle, these people that I either know directly or that are referrals to people that I've helped in the past. That's where I want to start my mission, and then I'm excited for this thing to expand out. And right now, this is just step one. This is a vision that I've had, and I'm making sure that I do it. I'm living with intent. I'm doing what I say I'm gonna do. And you can do that too with this process. All I'm asking for you to do is to move for about 10 minutes a day, to intentionally breathe, or to just de-stress for about 10 minutes a day, and to create the life you want. Maybe you play the guitar, maybe you play music, maybe you like making videos, maybe you're a chef. Do those things with intent. Have a goal with those things. You want to talk about passion and purpose coming back up? Those things will come back online and you'll feel better. This is the perfect time for you to do it. 2020, this year of all this craziness, is over. I kept making the joke, or when are the creative people going to start creating? When am I going to get all these awesome albums and books and things like that? Oh yeah, maybe I'm one of those people. I'm guessing you're one of those people too, and I can't wait to see what you create and the person that you become when you really get into this over the next 30 days. And you know, the one thing I didn't really mention was the concept of owning your story. You know, anytime you do personal growth, it's gonna hurt a little bit. And when it hurts a little bit, these growing pains mean you're going back through your past. You have about 60 or 70,000 thoughts a day. You only control about 5% of those consciously, meaning that your past, your self-limiting beliefs, fear, are your default program. You're not going to get better if you don't consciously change those thoughts and who you are by changing your identity. So sometimes you have to dig back through those attachments. The book reads as really, really positive. It's a pep talk that everybody needs, that myself included. Really, it's kind of a pep talk to me, but I think it'll help you too. Anyways, I digress. But when you start working on yourself a little bit, that's where the pain comes up. So I left a section at the end where I asked 20 challenging questions. What are your regrets? What are your fears? What stops you from achieving? and really taking a look at that when you are having those bad days, when you are low, when you're in those shadows, when you need that time to just be by yourself. Reflect, look back. If you look at those things and you identify them, it's so much easier to let go. And that's really how this book came flooding out of me. I was challenged to tell my story a little bit, and I tell my story in this book, and I talk about my problems with anxiety and how it kept me 10 or 15 pounds heavier than I wanted to be. It kept me in my bad habits of overly drinking and self-medicating and doing all these other things that weren't truly me, or that always stopped me from my goals. I always stopped myself because of stress, right? So this book ties all of that together into about a 30 or 40 day process where you undoubtedly will change your life. So that's why I'm passionate about it. I can't wait to share it with you, and we'll tell you a little bit more as we're getting going. But I'm going to go back to paddling and going and moving and breathing and creating my best life. Bye.